Don't put me in.
It's the Jim and Terry Show. Jim's short-circuiting along with the computer. We're podcasting from the Hobbit Hole Studio in Bob Cage, and I'm one of your hosts, Terry, and with me, as always, usually, mostly, 99% of the time, is my good friend,
Jim.
I like that when we can, Jim.
It's Jim.
It's the whiskey voice, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Jim.
With my whiskey tears.
Yes, you have that line. We're going to talk about hypocrisy, and we're going to look on it. I know politicians are hypocritical. They always say one thing and don't do what they say. But this administration, Trump 1.0, was 30,000 lies documented, demonstrable, measurable, and every network was chasing those numbers. Have you seen a fact checker like
yes,
Daniel
the
Dale?
one from Toronto?
Yes, but
Yeah.
Have you seen him on regularly?
Yeah, I've seen him on CNN. If it's the same
Regularly?
guy.
Yes, it is.
Well, not every day, but lots of times they'll go to if there's a cabinet meeting, they'll go to him, and he'll briefly just tell you within 60 seconds the 6 lies that Trump said when he was there.
I got a feeling fact-checking is a necessity. It should have always been.
Yep.
You should, and this is the difference between the legacy media and new media. The fact-checking, it's getting dropped. In the legacy media, you had to cite your sources, and you had to be able to prove where you got your information from. All of that had to be documented before a story could go to print. It had to be edited. It had to be revised. All the sources had to be checked and vetted to make sure that they were credible. Now, stuff hits breaking news, and you mentioned a story that broke, I think it was the shooting of the National Guard. 2 soldiers killed, but they weren't killed.
They weren't killed yet. They're dead now, unfortunately. But
So the truth of the stories emerges not usually in the breaking of the story, but in the follow-up. As time unfolds, we learn more. Maybe we shouldn't be so quick to the breaking news. That stupid chyron that goes along the bottom of the screen. Breaking news. Everybody's got breaking news. Maybe we should sit on a story until we see how it broke.
I hate the whole breaking news thing because at one time it was developing story.
Yes.
And then now everything's breaking news. It broke at 8 this morning, and it's 5 o'clock, and you're still saying breaking news.
Yeah, there's something
Now,
wrong
I
with
understand it's the different shifts of people coming in. That's why it's almost ruined news, because you'll notice news is always in 10, 15-minute segments. That's it.
And
then it
rotated.
repeats it again, just repeats it again.
Rinse,
It might be a different host taking up the same story, but it goes on and on. It's a little bit redundant that way. But
I've had somebody comment in a podcast. I don't think it was Charlie Angus, but I think it was one of those Canadian independent new media kind of people, who said perhaps we should have, under Fox, CNN, all the network news, legacy media, that there should be a separate department for news and take out the talking head / entertainment people who just share BS opinions. They're no more credible than anything else. Separate that. And I think I remember pointing out in the early days of the Trump administration, the number of people who left Fox News in the early days of the Trump because they knew this was not the truth. And they left, and we followed some of those people.
Yep.
I think the one fellow's name was Wallace.
What's his?
I can't remember.
He's famous.
Yeah, and his father was famous too, so he comes from a broadcasting news anchor heritage, and his training is very professional. There were 2 or 3 others who left Fox in the early days of the Trump administration, and I thought there was hope in that. But then we found the $1 billion lawsuit against Fox for spreading fake election news for the 2020 election.
I know it's really sad what the world's become, because you can't believe anything, and you really need to wait a minute. You need to take a breath.
Pause.
Yeah, and well, the thing is I will blame Trump, and because he's the one that popularized lying. He just looks at you right straight in the face and says, "No, the economy's great," when you know it ain't. But he just says it's great. And then he's got his monkeys all around him saying, "Oh, aren't you great? You're the greatest president that ever was." They're the ones that I think are even worse, and I'll tell you why. let's just take the Somalia people that Trump said are just, what do you say,
Within the
garbage.
United States.
They're garbage.
Within the United States.
Yeah, they're garbage. They're all garbage. I don't want any of them here. I want them all out. I would lay money that's coming from one of his aides, whispering in his ear, to realize, what they did. They conned. And imagine telling a con artist to be upset about someone conning. That's just unbelievable. But then he goes on these rants. And those are the first ones you see smile are the ones that are actually conning Trump, and he don't know it. He's too stupid to realize he's being conned by these unqualified people that are gathering around him.
Unbelievable.
I don't trust any of them. That Lugnut guy, I don't trust him at all.
Or Bessent, or any of the financial advisors, all the ones who said tariffs are great policy, make America great, make industry manufacture in the United States again.
Yeah.
None of it has come true. In fact, the job losses are racking up, and they closed the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS.
Well, you're in trouble when you close the statistics. So that he just tells you what he wants you to believe.
That's right.
And that's called, what's that called, Terry? A
propaganda.
Dictator?
Saying whatever you want to say and making it whatever I say is true.
Yeah.
Just
so
because
how
I
can
say
you
it.
ever be wrong? Whatever you say is true.
Well, when you change your White House to a gilded cage, it's pretty sad. And when you say his new wing, his ballroom is going to be the new temple.
I think it's a temple for him. I do. I think it's a temple, Trump temple.
Think I could.
And now the news is he wants to make it even bigger. Did we mention that last week?
Yeah, I think you're saying it's 90,000 square feet.
It's 90,000 square feet, and he wants it bigger. And the architect's going,
where are you going to put it?
Yeah, I don't know. He said, it's big enough. And of course, you can only say so much to Trump, and he wants it.
Will he take down the whole White House?
Yeah. If he stays in, gone for sure, because it's going to be his palace.
He's got 3 more years. Do you think it could be done? Do you think he will just show up with a bulldozer and the West Wing will be down?
I think it's very possible, and I'll tell you why. The East Wing, it didn't go through anybody. He just said tear it down.
No permission.
Just tear it down. So if he wants the White House down, he'll say, no, asbestos is all through it. We need to start new. Tear it down.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and then he's got his Mar-a-Lago. Well, I can't imagine what that's costing the American people for him flying back and forth to play a friggin' golf game.
All right, let's go. So you mentioned Mar-a-Lago. So did you know that the Jack Smith, he's got some news that he wants to share it before Congress, Congressional Committee.
Go.
We want him to spill the beans, share it all. The Epstein files, release. Where's the WikiLeaks version of Epstein files? Release it all. Where's the leakers?
I want it all released, not for a revenge thing, because I'm not being revenged for anything. But I think this is the most corrupt organization under the boss, which is the President of the United States. I want it to be snuffed out for the sake of the future. If they don't completely snuff, he's already ruined the states for quite a while now.
You think it might be a generational ruin?
Yeah, I do.
It'll take a while.
Well, I mean, Canada, you can't reverse all your new friends.
No, Canada's just signed a deal with the EU.
Yeah.
For strategic defense.
We're the first country that they've, outside of the EU, has been welcomed in.
Even the UK did not get this status.
Yeah, Canada did.
Canada did.
And one of it, just because you have to understand, Carney is well respected in the world. And
that's not what conservatives say. That's not what Poilievre says. The story in Canada is that Carney's the worst.
No, he's obviously
F. Trudeau, F. Carney.
That's not the case. And yes, even the United Kingdom wasn't consulted, and we're consulted for our expertise, and because we're trustworthy. And part of that trustworthy is the face we're putting on the nation. Yeah. Just for now, folks, vote him out later, but just for now, give the guy a breather to just make these new relationships, these new friendships. Just give him a breather, because you've got hell going on in the United States. We need to make new friends. We're not going to be friends with the people in the United States. Have you seen the interviews of what they think of us?
Yeah.
I mean, they just absolutely have no idea.
No. Clueless in Seattle.
Wait till the World Cup, and they're sweating to death in Toronto going, what the heck? It's 30 degrees here. I thought it was an ice bucket,
Yeah, we shall see. With FIFA coming, that's another story. Well, this one was beginning with the word hypocrisy, and I think there's a lot more to say. So we covered Pete Hegseth and the irony of going after Kelly.
We've not even touched it.
Well, there's much more to say. The Jim and Terry Show will dabble into these things while we still have coffee and breakfast in our bellies. Signing off for now. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.